Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Mo, and if you're new here, I do DIYs in farmhouse and boho styles, so I welcome you to subscribe and stick around. So, I didn't forget my microphone like I did in my live. Anyways, today's video is a bunch of farmhouse DIYs, Christmas, Dollar Tree farmhouse DIYs, and music paper theme. And a little known fact about me, I'm a pianist. I've been playing since I was 4, and I have a piano, and so it's really near and dear to my heart. And so let's get started with these 10 plus incredible Christmas DIYs. Okay, someone let me know. Does anyone else skip Thanksgiving decor every year and just go straight to Christmas? I'm kind of feeling guilty about it. Anyways, alright, so this first DIY, I wanted to use this really old 4th of July plaque. And look, it even got water damage on it, got really nasty. And so I decided, you know what, let's make a Christmas DIY tag. So I painted it white, 2 coats, and let it dry. Taking some brown chalk paint, I just roughed it up a little bit. Alright, so I got it to my desired effect. Now this joy tag is $1 from Target Dollar Spot. I also use my stamps. When I think of joy to the world, I definitely think of Christmas. And then I was just taking some white chalk paint and touching up any little mistakes that I had. Taking this and hot gluing this on. And I'm pretty obsessed with this as is. I like less is more. That's kind of my decor style. But we're going to vamp this one up a little bit more. So I added some red berries. And I was like, alright, it needs something else. What is it? Alright, so I added some snowflakes, and then I actually added these booties, but I didn't end up keeping them. I'll show you what I used instead. Hot glued on a little red truck and a little twine bow, and you guessed it, I added some red Christmas bulbs, and this was done, and I love it. By the way, that Christmas tree is from my live. For this DIY, I'm using my old music paper, literally from 1990s. This plaid bow from the Dollar Tree, some scissors, some wood rounds, and I just cut out 2 pages. You could also print music online off your computer. You could also go to your local music store and buy a book on clearance for $1. So this is really an inexpensive way. And then I just traced this out and cut it out. And I knew it wasn't going to fit, but that's okay because I'll show you how I fixed it. So I knew this wasn't going to fit, and that's okay. So I'm going to show you what I did. What's great about music is you can camouflage it really easy. So I just took 2 little pieces and I glued them on. Now, by the way, if you want a tutorial on how to make music paper look old and vintage tutorial, I will link it in my description. I did a vintage music paper tutorial and DIYs many months ago, back when I was just starting. And so here I was just adding in my little wood rounds, and then I decided I wanted to make this have kind of like a garland effect and give it more dimension. So I just took some Dollar Tree twine and I hot glued it and kind of hold it taut, really tight and taut, until it was dry before moving on to the next step. So I would make sure that piece was dry, and then I would hold it tight, and then I would glue it. And to finish it off, I added some red berries, and that was it. And I'm so obsessed. This is like my favorite. And go check out that vintage paper tutorial if you want to get a really old world music paper effect. For this DIY, I wanted to do something with the gnome, and I wanted to be Gnome Sweet Home instead of Home Sweet Home, get it? So I just took a regular old knife and I took this apart, and then you can't ruin it, so don't worry about it. And I took the little nose off, and so I saved these parts for later. After ripping this part off, I gave it a really light sand, and then I just freehanded it with a pencil. Added some white chalk paint to my little sign, gave it 2 coats and let it dry. Added some white chalk paint to his little beard, and then also some brown chalk paint to his little feet. I couldn't find my ruler, so I just used a random object that was completely straight. And I made 2 lines to kind of give it that wooden effect. And then I traced out some music paper, and I just, once again, used some glue and attached it on for his hat. I just love him. He is just darling. I swear I love him. So I was just taking a pencil right there to kind of give this the line effect. Doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry about it. Sometimes crafts that are, not so perfect look good because, they look handmade and they're just really cute. And so I was hot gluing him on, and then it was time to add in his nose. Make sure you don't put the nose too high up because it just doesn't look right. And then add on his little tiny pom-pom for his hat. And so I didn't have any letters in black, and I wanted to do something that anyone's going to be able to do. You could find these puffy letters at Walmart. And so I used them in white, and then I took some black, cheap, 50-cent paint from Walmart, and I just took my brush and I went over it sideways just to paint this in black so that it would stand out. Using my leftover dry paint on the brush, I just gave it a really rustic, roughed out, farmhouse effect all along the sides. I added in a little snowflake for a little character, gave him a little red berry rim for his hat, and then I thought I was done here, but I wasn't. And you'll see what I do. I keep adding to it. I was like looking at things like, I don't know, I don't like this. Alright, bam! So I added some of this greenery wreath from the Dollar Tree. It comes in a 15-foot wire for $1, which is an incredible deal. Took some Dollar Tree snow spray, sprayed this bad boy up, and then I hot glued it on the front, and this was perfect. Finally. I absolutely love this Gnome Sweet Home, and I'm going to be giving him away as a gift this year. Next up, this DIY is so easy, it's almost comical. Like, it's almost laughable how easy it is. So I took 3 pieces of music paper and I trimmed it down. Then I was just kind of finding my center point with a straight object, and then I cut it out to make it look like a banner. I used Edwardian font in my Cricut Maker, and I printed out the letters J-O-Y for joy. Then I took a Dollar Tree ribbon and I hot glued it to the top to give it a little bit of dimension and character. Once these were hot glued on, I added on my joy. And then hot gluing some twine on the back. This was complete, and I hung it on my fireplace, and I absolutely love it. Now, once again, if you want to see my tutorial on how to make it dark and vintage looking, I will link it in the description below. Isn't that cute? It's like a free DIY right there, and it's totally me because I'm a musician. And last but not least, I took some of these Dollar Tree triangles and then this Target Dollar Spot wallpaper, what am I thinking? Wrapping paper. And then the one on the left was burlap from a tree skirt from the Dollar Tree, one of those mini tree skirts, and I just trimmed them out. Super easy. Just trimmed them out and cut them with scissors and hot glued them in. I couldn't believe this wrapping paper was only $1, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can do so many projects with this whole roll. It's unreal. Even if I don't do them all this year. And so to finish this one up, I just used the glue once again. I'm trying to do things that are a little bit easier that anyone could do. And so these two weren't done yet, but they're looking very cute. So to kind of finish them off, I used wood rounds for the base, another little wreath with the Dollar Tree spray snow, and then to finish this one off, I used a Dollar Tree ribbon, hot glued it, and these were done. And look at how sharp these look in my front room. Oh my gosh, because I do a multicolor tree in my front living room, and in my back room I do pink and neutrals. So if you're wondering why I'm mixing everything, no, I have 2 different living rooms. So isn't this pretty though? I'm kind of obsessed. I kind of saved the best for last because I love these trees. So anyways, thanks so much for watching my video, and I'm going to have a little blooper coming up here in a second, you'll see. Also, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do my lives. I'm feeling really overwhelmed. I'm almost 30 weeks pregnant, and I'm feeling very overwhelmed. So anyways, I don't know if I'm going to be on YouTube very much at all until after I have my baby, to be honest. So if that happens, don't be surprised. Anyways, thanks so much for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Da, 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 da. This is my fail. I was going to make these really pretty ornaments with some snow covered in the bulb. I don't know, I don't even know what I was thinking, but I used the snow spray in it, and it ended up coming out all chunky because there's no air in there. Oh my god, look how nasty this looks. That's my fail.